An opinion piece appeared on the Vintage News website yesterday, July 12th of 2023, titled Stephen Hawking's Views on God. It was authored by Ryan McLaughlin and illustrated the error known as Ultracrepidarianism, which is to give an opinion on something outside the scope of one's expertise. An ultracrepidarian is one who expresses such opinions. A corresponding error is for others to assume that because someone is an expert in one field, they're qualified to speak with authority in another. Let me use an illustration. Margaret is a world-renowned archaeologist. She has spent 50 years in the field, conducting extensive on-site research. She's led multiple digs, presided over several important discoveries, written 5 highly regarded books and dozens of peer-reviewed articles in prestigious journals. She's a rock star in the world of archaeology. But that's the sole area of her expertise, as great as it is. Would her personal views on things like cosmology, or economics, or philosophy count for more because of her authority in archaeology? Of course not. Now, her fans, people who've gained much help in their knowledge of archaeology through her work, may find her ideas on other subjects interesting, but her expertise in archaeology lends no authority to her views on subjects outside that expertise. There is simply no reason to take Margaret's views on philosophy with any greater weight than anyone else. You take your car to an auto mechanic for repairs, not to a roofer, but you have that roofer install shingles, not a scuba instructor, and you go to that scuba instructor to learn to dive, not a math tutor, because we look to people with expertise in the field that we're dealing with. Being qualified in one field does not mean that we're qualified to speak with authority in another. That's the error at the center of the article on Stephen Hawking and his views on God. The article opens with this, quote, "The renowned theoretical physicist, cosmologist, and author had a complex and nuanced perspective on the concept of God. Throughout his life, Hawking made significant contributions to our understanding of the universe and its origins, often exploring questions that intersected with religious and philosophical beliefs. While he did not outright dismiss the existence of God, his scientific explorations and rational thinking led him to adopt an atheistic stance," unquote. A bit later, the author states, quote, "One of Hawking's key arguments against the existence of a traditional deity was rooted in the scientific principle of causality. He questioned the need for a divine creator to explain the origins of the universe, positing that the laws of physics alone could account for the emergence of the cosmos," unquote. Now, there's no denying that Stephen Hawking was a genius. His intellect was well demonstrated in his years of work as a theoretical physicist. But the rules of logic can't be bent, and Hawking does so when he moves from cosmology to philosophy. His expertise, his authority, was in the realm of physics. It did not bleed over into philosophy. That's clear when he proposed that the laws of physics alone could account for the emergence of the cosmos. Laws of physics require physics, matter, a physical realm. There are no laws of physics if there are no physics. When dealing with the, as the article says, scientific principle of causality, we mean the necessary and sufficient cause, the origin of the universe. Science says that all things that exist owe their existence to a prior and sufficient cause. Things do not just come into existence willy-nilly. Something causes them. And that's where Hawking's authority ends. Yes, he was a smart guy who could speak with authority to the realm of physics. But ultimate causality is not a realm of cosmological inquiry. It's a philosophical discussion, a realm that Hawking did not possess authority to speak to. What Hawking did say about causality, in truth, is self-defeating. He said there was no need to assume a divine creator since the laws of physics were a sufficient cause for the universe. That means there would need to be laws of physics before there were physics the laws would govern. Is there wind without air? Is shadow without light? Of course not. Air in motion is wind. Light creates shadow. There has to be physical matter for the laws that govern it to exist. The origin of the physical universe logically, necessarily requires the eternal existence of something that is not a part of that universe, something that exists in a different category of being. That something is God. Hawking did not come to his atheism as a logical process driven by evidence of physical laws that explain the origin of the universe. He just didn't see any evidence for God in physics. His lack of authority in philosophical inquiry was revealed in his missing the axiom that an absence of evidence is not evidence of absence.